Hi everybody, this is your girl Olivia. Um, I am preparing to talk to you about the little girl who committed suicide. She was 9 years old, in Alabama, and because of bullying, she committed suicide. And what I'm going to try to do when I pull it all together is channel my experiences in the South from DC to Georgia with, predominantly black people, to let you know how it could be possible. Some of the highlights that, I can tell you right now is when I was in fifth grade, we had pen pals, and it was supposed to, with another school, and it was supposed to be anonymous. And my initials were OB. They're not OB now, they're OW now. But my pen pal kept saying, OB, I hear that OB stands for old beast. OB stands for old beast. So I went and they had a meeting where we went to meet our pen pals. And when my pen pal from a totally different neighborhood, when he met me, he ran away from me. So that was pretty painful. Also, when I lived in DC, they had a name for me. There was this show on TV, and it was about monkeys who were spies. So in DC, they called me Montahari the monkey, and that was kind of painful for me. But it wasn't so bad, because in DC they made fun of everybody. Your neck is too long. One girl had a long neck. One girl, that I think that's the one that I remember more than anything, is the long neck. They talk about her long neck every day. But some people they didn't talk about. Like, I tried to talk about someone who wore a scarf every day and smelled, and she smacked me. I pulled her scarf off and she smacked me. So I figured out why they didn't talk about her. I wasn't such a good girl either. But I don't think the majority of the stuff that happened to me I deserved, especially when I moved to the South. South DeKalb, which, as I keep telling everybody, Atlanta is not South DeKalb. East DeKalb is not South DeKalb. Atlanta is Atlanta. And the people in Atlanta are totally different. Even the school, when you walk into a school in Atlanta, like I had to when I had to do something for my daughter, it's like a cocoon. You feel protected, you feel loved. So Atlanta is not South DeKalb. East DeKalb used to not be South DeKalb, but I think it is a little. Anyway, that's all I can think of right now, in terms of what I want to prepare to talk to you about. I had a lot on my mind, and that's why I want to talk to you about it. But I can't get out of the old beast, the Montahari, the monkey. But telling the white guy, because a white guy committed suicide in another state. They say he's white. He looks interracial to me, but he came out and he said he was gay, and the children teased him, and he committed suicide. And this was in August, but I just found out about it today. So I also want to touch on Jawanza Conjafu, who says that in fourth grade, children start to realize what society thinks of them, so they become more externally influenced Not all of them. Some of them are more in, but they know what the externals are saying about them and feel about them, and they become a lot sensitive. I had a hard childhood, but some of the things that I did where I wasn't suicidal was I read. I was an avid reader. I also loved music. I love Diana Ross. I love Prince. I think those folks really, saved me because I would get lost in the music. I would hear the lyrics, and I would just fall in love with the lyrics. And then the books. Um, when I read a book, I was there. When I read a book, I was there. I was right there, walking, whatever was happening. I was walking in the place, and I was there. So that is one way that I survived being teased. And it stopped when I went to high school. But one thing I do know that happened to me in elementary school is that came from a single parent household, but I had extremely high test scores. I was very smart, but they didn't put me with the kids with extremely high test scores. They put me with the bad kids, the not so smart kids, and then they sent me to the other classroom to get instruction in reading, which I wasn't very good at math. But when I went to that other classroom, I always noticed how quiet, how well behaved, how people weren't calling each other names. So, parents, this kid who committed suicide, at 9 years old, she was a straight A student. And, one of the questions that I have for the powers that be, the educational system, is was she placed with the advanced class, or were they doing socioeconomic placements, not academic placements for students? Because, kids and personally, I always made sure my kids were in the advanced class. And, if you tried not to put my kid in the advanced class, I would get very upset and, get my kid in the advanced class because I'm not saying the general kids are stupid. I'm saying that they put different teachers. If your kid is in a general class, they might put a teacher that is not qualified to be in there to teach your kid just to fill the seat. But as long as you keep your kid in advanced classes, they always have a certified teacher, and they are always taught, at the level they need to be at. So that's one big question I have for about this kid. They took her from school to school, but did they put her in advanced classes for a straight A student? Which they should have, and did they make sure that she was with the well-behaved students? So we have a little kid that's committed suicide at 9 years old, which is awful. And here's some other strategies. If your kid even intimates that they're trying to commit suicide, you follow them everywhere. You go, when they go to sleep, you go in that room and sleep. And and you check on them periodically, like every 15 to 20 minutes. You don't let them be alone. And as for doors closed, once they said that they want to kill themselves, doors do not close. You do not let the door close, and you do not let them be by themselves more than 5 minutes. And you have to constantly know where they are. They don't have time to get on a chair and hang themselves. I'm not criticizing, but I'm just saying that, you gotta, when the kid expresses the desire to harm themselves, you have to be like the mental health hospital. You have to be vigilant. So I want to share that with you. But I'm going to be thinking about this. I don't know if I'm going to add anything or if I've said all that I could say. I hope you get the point of how badly I was bullied. And, if I happen to run into someone, or even mention someone, I still think they come back and bully me because my ex-husband has been over to that South DeKalb, and he said, "Do you know what they say about you?" Hell no, I don't know what they say about me. I have a college degree. I have a master's degree. I haven't hurt anybody. I haven't done anything to anybody. I don't know what they say about me. I really don't. Um, you know, you can say I'm ugly. You can say I'm ugly. I mean, but what else are you going to say about me? I'm ugly. I'm unattractive. I stink. You know, I don't know what they could say about me. But yeah, I was bullied. I was terribly bullied. But, you know, in a way, in a way, I think I'm transracial. I really do. And as I look at my experiences, even I was grateful to do ride sharing because prior to ride sharing, I was sitting there trying to make $1 off of Bitcoin. I don't do it anymore because I just can't afford to do it. It's very cost a lot. But I kind of intimate that I'm transracial because while doing ride share, no black people only Atlanta blacks liked me. But in every other county in Georgia, no blacks liked me, especially DeKalb. They just totally hated me. And but all the white people liked me. We had a good conversations, and that goes back to when I was a kid. We lived on a military base, and when I was very little, I mean, I guess I was in kindergarten or first or second, I'd ride my bike to Vacation Bible School. I was a wild kid. I would ride my bike to Vacation Bible School where there were nothing but, and I wasn't talking about race, I just wanted to have a good time, where there were just nothing but white people. And I would sit there and color, and I would just have a good time. Nobody would call me Old Beast. Nobody would call me Matahari, the monkey. I would just do Vacation Bible School activities on the military base at the military church. And, even to this point, I have not, I just saw a rabbit. I have not been able to, black people still don't like me. And I've had a terrible, terrible run with men. My husband was from San Francisco. I met him in San Francisco. We had a great relationship in San Francisco. And I'm crying because I have to go back to my experiences, which, I still hold on to them. Maybe I need some antidepressant pills or something like that, but I still hold on to my experiences. But my husband and I had a great relationship in San Francisco. But when we came to Georgia, I mean, it just got very chaotic. People would say bad things, mean things. And we couldn't make it. And, I have yet to have a successful relationship with anyone in Georgia. And, I don't know what it is. I know, I know that my dates have said that people have said things about me. One was in Target and he said, someone said something about you. Then he didn't want to date me anymore. So the bullying in the South never stops. I don't think, if you're thinking about moving here, you have to think, if you're mean, if you're the meanest, mean Joe Green, if you're mean, the South might be a good place for you. But if you're not black and mean, then you better stay where you are. Because especially as it relates to your kids, a little bit about my history. My dad was in the military. Half of my kindergarten or a couple of my early years were spent in an asilo, which is Italian nursery. So I think about 2 or 3 years I was in an Italian nursery. Then when I was in kindergarten, we moved to DC. where, my mother said, well, you spoke fluent Italian, but the kids made fun of me because I spoke, two languages. So I never spoke those languages again. So, I'm rambling, I know that. But I have this little kid in my prayers, and I'm trying to offer, some insight into, why someone, a little kid, would commit suicide. As for gay and the white guy and being gay, in the Black community, gay is not, that's not a problem. I guess maybe he was with Caucasian people and announced that he was gay. But I don't think anybody ever announced that they were gay, but maybe a little kid acted gay, and he is gay. And as I saw on, he came on TV, he said he had HIV, and, he was gay. That as an adult, he came on TV, but as a kid in 5th grade, we knew he was gay. So that's not a problem in the Black community, being gay. They just have different issues. And there's some people that they don't like, and I think it's just a metaphysical thing. It's a spiritual thing. They just feel it. They just feel it, and they don't like you. And it is the intelligent kids, it is the smart kids, but you know what? In most schools, there's a classroom for all those little smart kids. And if your kid is making straight A's and has high test scores, you need to make sure that your kid is in that room. You do not need to put them in another room because they're dangerous, especially your little girls. Now, little guys get amused. I mean, my son was amused that they were having sex in the classroom, when he was in high school. I mean, that was just something that was amusing to him. But, girls, that's not amusing. And also, one thing about the South is they love men. They love men. They are not going to put your son through what they'll put your daughter through. It's hard, being a female in the South. So that's what I have to say right now. I don't know if I'm going to add to it again, but I'm going to think about it. Love you. Bye.